AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. We back. We back.
Sir.
We going right into this, man. We ain't playing no games with anybody, man.
Yes,
Enough
sir.
is enough. No shenanigans. Stream y'all's playing with my drops. We in here. You see the man very familiar with you guys, or you should be familiar with him, the real Ant-Man from In This Corner Boxing. Definitely it's gonna be a call-in show, y'all. See y'all in the comments. Tory B, what's going on? Top of New York. Slim Slammer. Always love y'all showing love.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna get into the the Vergil Ortiz knockout reaction from this past weekend. Get into some of this fight action. Is the Boots Vergil Ortiz fight confirmed? And then we'll get into some more fights, and then we're gonna let you guys up. See who wants to talk about this boxing, and of course, our Knicks. Ant-Man, what's going on, baby?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, man. How you feeling today?
See, I'm all right, to be honest with you.
Good.
Well, actually, I had a mini funeral for those that haven't noticed. I chopped my beard off, but they told me it was happy wife, happy life. So, Ant-Man,
that's true.
I have to do what I'm told, apparently. Jeremy's house is going on. How you feeling today, Ant-Man?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Glad to be here. God is great. God is good. And I definitely can't complain.
Listen, man. After this past weekend, I can't either. Vergil Ortiz, knockout. Oh, I hope I say his name right.
Erickson Lubin.
Kind of stationary out there. Vergil Ortiz made quick work of him in the second round. They stopped the fight. Lubin looked like he was hugging the referee after he got dropped. And I don't mean to make fun of you like that, Lubin, because you probably beat my ass in less than 20 seconds. I don't want no smoke. But Vergil Ortiz is somebody you've been bigging up. Talk about how going into Saturday, why this is a big deal for boxing, but really for Vergil Ortiz with, boxing, UFC getting popular, stuff like that. I don't want to mention them, but he is a big name. He's already damn near household name. What about this fight leading into it? And of course, the fight itself is lending himself into that household name territory.
Well, going into the fight, I actually said it could be a 50-50 fight. I know Vergil Ortiz comes to fight. He's strong. He throws a lot of punches, and he really want to come and do damage, knock you out. Erickson Lubin, he has the experience. He's a little more experienced than Vergil Ortiz by about 5-6 fights. So, and Erickson Lubin been in there with better competition, of course. He been in there with Charlo, even though he got knocked out by Charlo 7-8 years ago in the first round. And then he got experience, he fought Fundora. So he's been in there with better competition, but I thought it would be a 50-50 fight based on how Erickson Lubin came out.
Right.
And the way he came out from the first round kind of showed me that this is not going to go good.
What in the first round, and how did he open up that showed you that he wasn't aggressive? Where did he lack the confidence at? I think that's a lot with sports in general, and especially in fighting. You can tell when somebody's lacking confidence. So what was the tell for you from Lubin?
Well, I saw him backing up too much. I saw him backing up into the corner, backing up into the ropes. This was in the first round. So it ain't like some people say, well, Vergil Ortiz backed him up on the ropes in the second round. No, because Erickson was on the rope in the first round, kept backing up into the corner. He kept backing up, backing up into the ropes. So when the second round came, he was already doing it. So he settled in and he backed up into the ropes again. But this time, Vergil picked it up and said, you know what? Something ain't right with this dude. Let me just press the action. And he pressed him on the ropes, and he threw his hook, and he threw his right hand, and he caught him. He hurt him. And I think he actually hurt him in the first round before the round was over. But then going into the second round, when he caught him with that left hook and that right hand, and then he just kept coming, and then he threw a couple more punches, man, and you could kind of see Erickson Lubin was out on his feet, and he was tensed up. He was like tensed up, like he couldn't move, and he was just there. And then the ref just jumped in. I think it was a good stoppage because you don't want somebody. It's boxing, and I love combat, but I don't want to see nobody get killed in the ring. I don't want to see nobody get hurt. So I'm glad it was a good stoppage.
Nah, especially in this day and age, it's too much with the social media, the heat that you're gonna have to take on from not stopping a fight like that. He was clearly hurt, and on top of that, he wasn't back. Like he wasn't even fighting back, and
No.
and you can hear the commentator say that, listen, that Philly shell ain't gonna work unless you really are athletic like that and moving out of the way. And
That's right.
It didn't even look like a Philly shell. Like how was that a Philly shell if you're not moving? You're supposed to be ducking out of that. So he made quick work of him and he did his job. And Vergil Ortiz wins again. Where do you think this puts him? Because pound for pound is, I don't say subjective, but they have their own list. Where does this put Vergil Ortiz for you compared to anybody else?
Well, in 154, it puts him. I believe the WBC has him ranking now as the #1 contender. So in the 154-pound division, which is junior middleweight, where he's at, he's definitely in the top 3 of the top 3 guys. He's definitely there, based on what he's done already, and definitely after Saturday. Second round TKO. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that.
APAP 1586, APAP 1586. We all live, my brother or sister. I'm not sure, but we all here. We all live in the building with Ant-Man from Ennis Corner Boxing discussing the Vergil Ortiz knockout from this past weekend. We're reacting to that. We are also reacting to, as you said, #1 contender in some people's books, top 3 in your book, and #1 in your book. We know who that guy is.
Absolutely.
Boots Ennis. He was there at that fight. And if there's anything I love, is when the wrestling moments. They showed him Vergil Ortiz going to the corner, putting his hands up, and they flashed right to Boots Ennis, who's clapping his hands. And I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Macho Man's in the building. And he walked right into that ring during Vergil Ortiz post-fight, I guess, press conference interview. And look at him looking that way. Let's see what they had to say to each other.
All right, so that you answer the question. Is this the fight that you want next? Vergil Ortiz against Jaron Boots Ennis.
I think this is the fight that has to happen, man. I think this is it.
It's the best fight in boxing. I think he did a great job. He looked good. But I'm going to show the world why I'm the best in the world. And I'm going to show his team. They've been talking all crazy. They've been talking crazy. And I'm going to back it up, and I'm going to show the world why I'm the best in the world. But like I said.
But no one's been talking crazy, bro. Your dad is the first one that said that I was ducking. It's on video. It is on video that he said we ducked and we didn't get no offer.
It don't matter. The time is now. It's that time. Let's get this money and let's make this fight happen.
It does matter because you said that we're the ones talking. We're not the ones talking. Oh, we started talking after you guys started talking. It's retaliation. It's retaliation.
Your manager's talking all crazy. Oscar talking crazy. It's the time, and I'll make you pay for everything they saying.
Like ain't nobody's gonna pay over here. No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm not gonna lie, man. It's a little lackluster trash talk, man. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. We need some serious talk. King Speech, you in the building? I see you. We're gonna put the link up a little bit later. I know you're a boxing fan. We'll let you write up, or anybody else who loves boxing. We're gonna be able to react to this. But we've seen that just now, Ant-Man. Post fight interview, Vergil Ortiz 1-on-1 with Boots Ennis, and they're blaming each other for ducking the fights, and Boots is telling him like, yo, we've been wanting to fight you. Vergil saying, no, you started talking first, and that's why we started talking. We got some more evidence here, Ant-Man. You want to get to that, or you want to comment first?
Well, let me make a comment first. So just to give a little history, Vergil Ortiz, before he moved up to 154, he was at 147 with Boots, and they were supposed to fight. And he ducked Boots at 147. Boots was trying to fight. If you remember, if anybody knows boxing and they know about Boots, he was trying to fight Spence. He was trying to fight Crawford. He was trying to fight Thurman. And he was trying to fight Vergil Ortiz. He didn't get any of those fights. So now Vergil Ortiz was supposed to fight Emantis Stanionis, who Boots beat in April and took his belt, the WBA belt. Vergil never fought him because he had some medical issues. So that fight was called off twice. He finally moves up to 154. So because it was already a history with them from 147, and now when he gets in the ring and he's bringing up, well, your father said this, your father, yeah, you did duck at 147. And then you try to say Boots ducked you at 154, but Boots just moved up to 154. So how did he duck you when they was talking about fighting you and you said your hand was hurt? Next thing you know, you make a fight with Erickson Lubin. So that's the history right there of how they were talking about back and forth. But Boots never ducked him, and Vergil knows better. He knows that.
Well, they're going back and forth saying all this, and then less than 48 hours, 24 hours, you got all
24 hours.
What did we just say a few minutes ago? You cannot escape social media.
That's
if
right.
you're talking like that, listen, you see the title right there, A side or no fight.
That's
Come
right.
on now. Let's see what they got to say.
Ortiz's promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, said that Golden Boy's Vergil Ortiz has the upper hand and that terms must be favorable to him, and that Eddie Hearn and Boots Ennis better not argue with this one because Ortiz is for sure the A side in this conversation. Now, the thing is, despite Ortiz and Boots coming from early TKO wins versus their NPC opponents, it may be challenging for Ortiz to demand too much considering that on paper, Boots is actually the more accomplished fighter. Given this, De La Hoya demanding everything to be in favor of Vergil Ortiz without a hint of compromise could be a major obstacle in making this fight happen sooner rather than later. Ortiz and Boots are both willing to fight each other. However, their promoters will still have the final say because at the end of the day, boxing as a sport is only one side of the coin, with the other it being business. Ortiz.
Okay. Yeah, if you say so. If you say so, Mr. Quick Talk PH. Appreciate you posting that video. But we do have some more evidence here of what's been going on. We actually had Vergil Ortiz speaking on who he wants to fight next. What's going on here?
It doesn't matter who's next. If I had to pick, I'm gonna be honest, it would be Spence because that's my dream fight. I've been calling it since
AT&T.
AT&T. There you go. At the Cowboys Stadium, and I just think that's my dream fight. And I don't care what anyone says about it. But anyone else, like I said, anyone can get it respectfully. I just want to fight the best. I'm just a competitive guy. Yeah.
There you go. You ain't gotta try to figure it out.
Do you think, because this is okay, so Oscar De La Hoya is saying it's either the A side or no fight. Explain that.
So the A side would be like Errol Spence when he fought Bud Crawford. Errol Spence was the A side. Why? Because Errol Spence had 3 belts. Crawford only had 1. He had a WBO. Errol Spence had the IBF, WBC, WBA. So that makes sense. He's the A side, and he had more fights, more experience as the welterweight. But the fact that he had all 3 belts absolutely made him the A side. In this situation, Boots was unified. He had 2 belts at 147. Vergil Ortiz never had a belt. He's at 154. He done had a few fights, about 3-4 fights. Still no belt. He got an interim belt, which is temporary. So how is he the A side? He's not the A side. But De La Hoya is using that as a tactic to duck the fight. He's not the A side. But even if he is the A side, if you remember when Spence fought Crawford, what did Spence concede to? Okay, he got more money, but he allowed Crawford. The champion usually comes in second. He usually makes his ring entrance second. He allowed Crawford to come in second, and he come in first. He still conceded something, even though he was the A side. So if this fight doesn't happen, that will show you point blank that they just don't want to fight because there have to be concessions even when you're the A side.
But for me, great explanation. First of all, thanks for clarifying that. It always feels like, gotta compare it to UFC, they try to get the greatest fights or fighters or whoever's the hottest in the ring at the moment. And in boxing, at the moment. And in boxing, I know that you can't do that because everyone develops on their own timeline. Now, the problem with this is, number one, they're both in their prime. That's a big problem. Number two, I don't know where the leverage is coming from aside from there's no leverage here because neither one of them can be considered household names. They're not there yet. This fight, a fight between them, could put them into that territory, especially if they have a great fight that we want to see a part two. And it just feels like Oscar's doing the typical traditional boxing thing where we're gonna use your name as hot as it is right now. Go fight Errol Spence, who's another big boxer. See if we could wipe him out, and then we'll fight Boots Ennis or whoever's hot at that moment as well. And he's trying to milk the heat from the boxers. This is what I think traditional boxing has always been, and we hate it. Now, I'm not sure. What do you think about that? Is that
let me just say, in the time of Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier and Ken Norton and George Foreman, they didn't do that. Them guys fought each other, right? So that's this boxing. That's just generation. They didn't do that in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. They didn't do that. Okay, Trinidad, De La Hoya, Floyd, Shane Mosley. They may have not fought for some years, like with Manny Pacquiao, but there was reasons for that. He said he was scared of needles. He didn't want to take no tests. He didn't want to be tested for PEDS, right? So there was an issue behind that. But the bottom line is, them guys back then, they fought each other. It wasn't no whole lot of delays, right? And they were champions at young ages, 21 and 22, Floyd and Trinidad and all of them, right? So for him to want to fight Errol Spence, who hasn't fought in 2 years and is coming off a beatdown, getting knocked down a few times, a massacre. Why would you want to fight him? What does that do for your legacy, beating Spence at this point? Absolutely nothing.
And do me a favor, lean closer to the mic. I don't know if it's a little echo going on.
Right.
And you sounded better before.
Okay.
Try. Yeah. Go ahead. Give it a try.
Okay. You hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Cool.
So,
you understand what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, of course. I just feel like it was Floyd ushered in the new tactical way to really promote these fights and be careful with and get the money. But I just feel like that I grew up thinking that that's what the way boxing was. Obviously, Ali and just sports in general back then, it wasn't enough money. It wasn't as much money to even pull this stuff off. It wasn't even worth it. All the money was in gambling. But then I guess the next thing with that will be, well, then you really have, in terms of just straight up fighting, Oscar De La Hoya doesn't have any leverage. The only leverage he has is to milk the money from all this because they're both just even in terms of experience, who we want to see. He just knocked this guy out. We want to see if Boots Ennis also can get over someone like Vergil Ortiz. It's just natural to go see it. Like, you don't want, it feels like you are ducking now. It feels like if I'm watching him going, yo, Vergil Ortiz, don't get me wrong. Both hands, he looks like he has power. That jab looks powerful. He's coming forward, but I can see he's more stationary. He's not agile. So you can be more of a target. So I'm seeing Boots like, I don't know about this. This looks like an easy matchup for Boots. It might be 5 rounds, whatever, but I can see him winning. And I think De La Hoya knows this. That's what it feels like.
No,
that's what it feels like.
You point on. Listen, at 27 years old, De La Hoya already had fought Trinidad. He already had fought Sweet Pea Whitaker. You know what I'm saying? Those
at 27?
Yeah, at 27, he already had fought them two, right? So your man, Vergil Ortiz, is 27. So wouldn't you want the same for him to fight the best? Because you fought the best. I will give you that. De La Hoya has fought the best throughout his career. So why would you want that for your fighter, right? You have to be ducking, man, because, you know, we have the proof, man. We have what you said, A side or no fight, right? This is what you said. And I listened to a couple of videos besides that. So now Vergil Ortiz switches from now, I want to fight Errol Spence. That's my dream fight. And then his trainer says, in another video I sent you, he said that Vergil Ortiz has many options. What does that mean? We're not going to fight Boots. We got Errol Spence. We got Crawford. We got Charlo. We got Fundora. See, they're gonna excuse their way out of the fight. Because here's the thing. Vergil Ortiz is a strong. He throws a lot of punches. He's very good. I take nothing from him. But let me tell you something. Boots can neutralize Vergil Ortiz with his jab alone. That's from the orthodox stance, right? He could neutralize it from the orthodox stance with the jab. He got a power jab that could put you on the canvas, right? His combinations, his footwork, his power. He got power. You want to talk about power? He got power. His body work. They already know. I guarantee you, if they fight, he will make Vergil Ortiz corner throw in the towel.
Damn.
That's a fact. I have no doubt about it. I bet everything on it.
Well, obviously, if that fight happens, it'll take some time. We don't know if Vergil Ortiz wants to fight the Errol Spence. We don't even know what's going to happen. But before all that, for me, boxing is getting more exciting. It's one of the last sports, because even with basketball, I watch it. And basketball is the only team sport I could really watch for whatever reason. I think it's a cultural thing when you and I can just talk about ball. And then every other sport, football is hard for me to watch. Baseball, when it's playoffs, is easier because it's more, but boxing is the only thing that's going back to like primal times. Like, yo, listen, that sounds like I'm a caveman, but it's just what it is. It's mano a mano, and it's skill. It's not UFC. So, speaking of skill, this coming month, Ant-Man got a lot of fights coming up. Stephen Butler versus Stephanie versus Stefan Fondro. That's the main event. That's coming up on the 13th. That's this Thursday. On Friday night, you got Julio Cabrera, Brian Mocinos. Saturday, you have Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. Same night, we have Rafael Espinosa and Arnold K. Guy. Hopefully, I said your name right. Then you have Harlem Eubank next Friday, November 21st. You have Harlem Eubank versus Josh Wagner. That same Friday night, you have Francisco Vernon versus Romain Villa. Then, that same Friday night, the 21st, Damian Davila versus Gabriel Mendez. And, of course, the 22nd of November, we got David Benavides.
Yes, sir.
Versus Anthony Yarde. Yarde. Do any of these, obviously, David Benavides is the biggest name here that I believe, but are there other names here that you feel like stand out and should deserve some shine right now before we get to David Benavides?
Well, the card alone, man, is, and before I say that, November 15th, you got the rematch with Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. That's a historical fight based on the fact that their fathers fought each other twice. And now they're doing the same thing. And Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank won those fights, and now Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. they're fighting. And the first fight, Chris Eubank won, and so there's a lot of history to them two fighting. But David Benavides, that card, man. Listen, you got Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. on that card. Devin Haney moving up to 147 now, coming from 135. He went to 144. After that, lost to Ryan Garcia. He fought Ramirez, didn't look too good, but now he's fighting a big puncher in Brian Norman Jr. Then you got my man, young boy from Ohio, real mature young brother, Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. I'm looking for Abdullah Mason to do big things, and this fight is going to set it off for him because he's going to get a belt out of this fight. Man, it's just the card, man. Jesse Rodriguez, that's Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus Fernando Martinez. He's another young guy, man, that's up and coming. That's a real good fighter, banger, knockout puncher, good boxing skills. So that card alone, man. Then you get to David Benavides, the Mexican monster. He got that name from Mike Tyson, the one and only. And Anthony Yarde, whose only loss was against Beterbiev, and you saw Dmitry Bivol fight Beterbiev twice, and I believe he won both fights. Definitely the second one, but you know the first fight was a little closer. But I believe he won both. So you know what Anthony Yard is coming with, but Benavidez, I got him spectacular win, probably a stoppage between 8 and 12. So man, that's just a great. That's one of the. This card right here is one of the best cards ever, and definitely so far of this year. There's no doubt about it.
I already see Devin Haney and Norman going back and forth on social media. That Norman's going like, "Why you asking me about his clothes, man? I got a $5 t-shirt on." And
Right.
hey, yo, for all y'all in the chat, thanks for supporting. You already know, click the membership button. We got this Snap, we call it the Cash App, all that. However you can support, like, share, comment, subscribe. The link is in the chat. If you want to come up, react to the knockout from this weekend, react to boxing in general, and of course, we have our Knicks. Whatever you want to talk about, I'm here for all the smoke. AllBall ain't here. AllBall is traveling. He's not here to accept your smoke or your challenges. But and man, the Devin Haney Norman fight. Let's get into that a little bit more because that seems like that has a little more mustard to that fight. What do you expect from that, and why is it a little more appealing? It pops out the page for me.
This fight is going to be a turning point and a make or break for Devin Haney because again, his two fights previously, we saw him getting up off the canvas a few times against Ryan Garcia. We know that Ryan Garcia came in overweight, probably purposely. He was on P's, he cheated, but I don't think that really had everything or mostly anything to do with him, Devin Haney, getting beat like that. He still couldn't get away from that left hook. And that's the best punch that Ryan Garcia had. And I think Devin Haney went into that fight too emotional because he kept getting hit with the same punch and kept landing on that canvas. So he came back. He took a year off. I believe he had a child. And he came back and he fought Ramirez in New York in Times Square. And he did a lot of moving. Very unusual for him, a lot of moving. Some people said running. But he definitely did a lot of moving, on a borderline of running. And now, that was at 144, and now he steps up to 147. He's fighting a big puncher in Brian Norman Jr. And let me just give you a little history of Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. ducked my man Boots. Boots is used to getting ducked. So when Boots was trying to become undisputed at 147, which is why he stayed there. And he took the belt from Stanionis. He was supposed to fight Brian Norman. They offered him $1.7 million. Now, if you never even made $1 million, wouldn't you take that money? If you never even made $500,000, you gonna turn down $1.7 million? So what does Brian Norman Jr. do? He goes to Japan, makes way less money, and he beats a guy named Jin Sasaki, who already had a loss, was knocked out before, and that was his claim to fame, I guess. So now he comes back. You duck my man Boots. And now you're fighting Devin Haney. And if you beat Devin Haney, you're not going to get the full credit because naturally Devin Haney's a 135-pounder, a lightweight that just moved up. And 2 fights ago, he was destroyed. So what credit are you really getting out of it? Now, if you lose to Devin Haney, which is highly possible, because Devin Haney can fight now. Let's not get it twisted. Devin Haney can box, he can move, and he might have more power at 147 now. His body looks real good. So if he loses to Devin Haney, then he's going to look real bad.
What is lacking from Devin Haney? Is it focus? Is it discipline? I know in the era that we live in now, because he's a big name. His father's a big time. He's a LeVar Ball of boxing. His pops. He's always out there. But what in your opinion is lacking from him? Because in boxing, I compare it to wrestling all the time, where it's like, of course, wrestling is scripted, but there still is the promotional aspect of wrestling to get us excited. That is what changed every sporting event, including boxing. Devin Haney got that down packed with him or his father. You got the promotion side down packed. That's 99% of boxers don't really have that. But and he's skillful, he's talented. But what's missing from him that I don't see? He's not in the conversation with the Boots for you to Terrence? Why does he have the potential to be the Terrence Crawford? Why isn't he in a Tank Davis conversation? Because Tank Davis is getting money out the wazoo too.
Exactly. Well, Devin Haney for me is discipline. He got to stay disciplined. I'm hoping and I'm praying, honestly, because I like Devin Haney. He's one of my favorite fighters. And I'm hoping that he doesn't get caught in the same trap that he did with Ryan Garcia with this back and forth with Brian Norman and go into the fight with your emotions on your shoulders, and then you're getting hit with punches that you're not ready for. Because that's what he did with Ryan Garcia. He went into that fight too aggressive, too emotional, and he was getting hit over and over and over. I hope he's not doing that again, because he's not disciplined with Brian Norman Jr., because Brian Norman Jr. is coming to hurt him. So I hope he changed that. I hope he doesn't wear his emotions on his sleeve. I hope he's disciplined in this fight.
Well, Top of New York, he's a boxing fan. He said Haney ain't a killer. He could frustrate him all fight, and that's horrible for him. That seems to be it. Ant-Man. Listen, man, good chopping it up with you. Got some reaction videos to get to. We will be. Oh, by the way, me and Ant-Man, just to be just to give full transparency, me and Ant-Man were looking for a spot to go watch the fight on Saturday night.
Right.
Any of y'all know any fighting club? How you say that? Sports bars that fight that normally show fights so that we can get there. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, I ain't going to no ratchet ass spots anymore. Not happening.
Nah.
I used to go to, I think it was Jimmy's down here on by Union Square on 16th, and it was just perfect. It was mad like laid back, and it felt like a barn. It was a bunch of TVs. That's all we want. And then y'all know, leave it in the comments. Let me and Ant-Man know. Maybe we could all link up to go watch the next fight, because we're definitely trying to make this thing happen for the David Benavidez fight, especially now with that undercard being the way that you called it, Ant-Man.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yes,
Anything else you want to leave the people with?
Listen, man, support us, man. AllBall TV, the best basketball channel on YouTube. They give the best content. They keep it real, and they die hard. We die hard Knicks fans over here, right? No matter what. And listen, I'm not, I'm not a clickbaiter. I don't make stuff up on In This Corner Boxing 24, which is my channel. So please support me. I'm trying to give the best content. And, that's it, man. We here.
And, man, appreciate you, man. And, by the way, I am a clickbaiter. I don't care what they think about me, and man. Fuck them. Y'all got a problem with that? Go holler at Disney and them. We doing the same shit. But, like Ant-Man said, we keep it real.
Keep it real.
Fish in the building. What's going on, man? Rasul, Top of New York. Ant-Man. Appreciate you joining me, man. We'll have to get into some reaction videos.
Appreciate you, man.
No, of course. 8 o'clock hour fleet should be jumping on, y'all. At this time, I'll put some links up. I'll see what we could watch over here. Oh, see, King Speech. Why you want to jump on now and talk to Ant-Man, man? King Speech in the building. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up? Yeah, I didn't catch any of the fight. The last one I saw was the Bud fight. So that's probably the last thing I got. The last fight I saw that I could comment on. But yeah, man. I wanted to come and talk a little Knicks, but yeah, no, I'm following you guys on the boxing, because I'm more the boxing casual these days, man. My days was the 90s with the heavyweight scene, man. Riddick Bowe is my grandmother's godson.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Brownsville. My parents and used to play with Mike, Riddick, all of them, man. So
wow, nice.
Never ran, never will. I used to go to
the no doubt.
In Brownsville. They had pictures of Tyson and Riddick Bowe and all of them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, I'm in the same boat, King Speech. You can ask Ant-Man. I'll say I'm a casual. He's like, nah, but I could talk to you. So I'm just like, all right, now I feel comfortable, because I don't want, some people are judgmental. Ant-Man's just cool like you, King Speech. And I'm getting more and more into it. But did you see what we said, or see what we posted, or stream right now with Vergil Ortiz? Like, what do you think is happening in your opinion compared to back in the day? You know what I'm saying? Like with Vergil Ortiz and Oscar De La Hoya playing the same
politics game, right? Yeah, right. The politics game. And that's pretty much what started to turn you off, man, because back in the days, guys, I know Don King, delayed Tyson fighting Holyfield, and we never got a Tyson Holyfield joint. So now they do that everywhere. They do that all in every division and all that. And it really is about putting the best fighters on. That's why I'm gonna ask you a question. What do you see as the fight of the year for next year? Right? I know we're in November already, halfway through November. Do you see any big fights coming up for the new year, or do you see any big fights brewing for next year? Like something I gotta watch. You know what I'm saying?
I would say hopefully, Boots versus Vergil Ortiz is number one.
Okay.
And then I also would like, and it might be possible that Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez might be happening in January in New York City. So those are two big ones right there.
I was just going to ask you about Shakur too, because I know Shakur is a local cat, newer cat. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
All right, yeah. So those are two big ones. Those are two big ones. I'm gonna catch my eye out for. Because I know the Bud fight Bud Canelo fight was on Netflix. Does Netflix got a good fight coming up today? Because that was a pretty successful night for them too. You think they will get more into the fight game?
Let me see. Shakur and if that fight happened with T.O., I don't know what platform that would be on yet. That could be but Shakur is back and forth. He left Eddie Hearn. I don't know what platform that would be at. I would have to wait and see on that. And as far as Boots and Vergil, that would probably be most likely that would probably be a pay-per-view, the Zone, DAZ, and that channel. That would probably be the next.
Gotcha.
I was just looking it up, and I didn't even realize that they delayed. I mean, I know this is like a silly circus thing, but the Jake Paul fight with Tank got delayed because of a legal issue they're saying with Tank Davis. I didn't even hear about that, but I don't see anything else with Netflix coming up for any fights, which I don't say is weird, but it's more so just if they're trying to get into the fight game, it'll be dope for them to do it. It's just, at that jurisdiction. Of course, Daz and Benavidez having that fight in Saudi Arabia. We seeing this whole thing just move on the other side of the world.
Right.
Yeah, I just want to see them fight though. King Speech, the Shakur Stevenson of the world. These guys need to get it on, like what Amy was saying earlier. Bro, you guys are similar weight classes. This is how legends are made. If you're worried about that's what we all agree about the Floyd factor, where like people feel like that's how you make money, and we agree with that. But Floyd also came up. He had to come up somehow, and everybody's not going to be Floyd. Like he's exploited the game for what it was. And I'm not saying I can't even accuse them of that because we see the promoters are really we see Oscar De La Hoya just straight up coming out saying that, and we know, and it's just you're so right. And like how dog, you did fight everybody. Who the hell didn't you fight? That's crazy. You fought all these big names. It's Bernard Hopkins. I know going into it, I was like, I don't know what you thinking fighting him, but you fought him. There's no way anybody had Oscar De La Hoya beating Bernard Hopkins, and they still did it. King Speech.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
This is a glorious game. I just hope that they realize, especially now, man. That's why I was asking about the streaming platforms because, bro, I gotta get when I get back home. I gotta get on Gotham Sports app to see the Knicks.
Right.
Like, there's so many things we gotta sub to these days, and we gotta get all these subscriptions together just to see. I watch. I'm a wrestling fan too. Basketball, boxing. Again, boxing has to get our eyes. Realize, like when you put together a big fight, it's gonna be talked about for about good 2, 3, 4 weeks, up to a month, and you're gonna get all those eyes. The numbers say itself. So I don't know what the politics are and how much money they're getting now. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's a lot. Because we see what they pay for the NBA rights and all that. So content is the game, man. You know what I'm saying? So boxing need to get back in it because many of us won't be casuals. We'll have a good fight to watch at least once a month. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's where it should be. All these classes, all these stars. It should be a good fight. It should be a really good fight, like once a month. Especially with a good undercard. Some of these fights are good. The undercard and the females. I remember what was I watching with the Puerto Rican girl fought the Irish girl, and they gave him that.
Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, Serrano, and Serrano won that fight, boy. That was the fight of the night. That was the fight. I forget. Oh, that was the Jake Paul Tyson joint. Yeah,
I was gonna say it wasn't that Netflix. Yeah, I remember being on Netflix because they fought their heart out.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So I mean, how you feel about Clarissa in the Ali situation? That's one thing I've been following. I mean, we look.
I think
it's been 19 years. Yeah.
I think that Clarissa Shields needs to concentrate on where she's at and fight who she can fight now. Ali had her time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
She had her time, and she don't need to be coming back trying to fight her. Fight who you got, because every era is different. You gotta, whoever you fight, who's there, you become champion and you win. I mean, you're not gonna have who was there when Ali was fighting, Layla Ali. You're not gonna have who was there when Floyd was fighting right now. Like, every era is different. So fight who's there, do what you could do, and hopefully you stay undefeated. But if you don't, one loss don't make you a bad fighter.
Yeah, I mean, Carissa's done a lot. I've seen all the people talk about, oh, we only know her because that's the females, right? We only know her because of Papoose. Y'all only know Papoose because of love of hip hop, right? Carissa done went undefeated, and she did take one L in MMA, but she fought in MMA. Come on now, like Clarissa deserves. Like y'all acting like she ain't that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, she's a very, very good fighter. But for me, like I said, with her, I just feel like she needs to concentrate more on, because you're not going to get a lot of props for fighting somebody that retired years ago.
That's true. That's true. I mean, look, the name alone, the name recognition alone, you can't knock her for trying. Especially, she said she could throw the money together. You take all the time you want. Let's just do it. But you can't knock her for trying, because that is a big name.
I'm not knocking her.
Yeah. So it just started a little cattiness.
I'm knocking both of them. Layla Ali came to her damn senses when she was entertaining, and she said, "You know what? You disrespected my father. This, that, and the third. She's been disrespected your father. That ain't what it was. You woke up, them knees started cracking.
Yeah,
man, she could have. What is she? 50 years old?
That's no, she's 47. She'll be 47 the end of this. Like I think she's like in December. She'll be 47.
Stop it.
Something like that. Yeah.
Last time she fought, man. And Carissa Shields, she's been. I've heard about her way before this, the last 10 years at least. So it's just the fact that she doesn't have anyone opposing her. She doesn't have the. In all
fairness, with Jackie Frazier was like 16 years older than her when they fought, but Jackie Frazier was an active fighter. So you know what I'm saying?
Right.
She fought Frazier's daughter.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, a little different. Yeah, but like I said, hey, boxing, just get these fights together. Stop with all the politics, and you'll get those casual fans back. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, combat sport. I watch the wrestling. Wrestling's got their peaks and valleys. MMA, they throw a good fight out there. We're gonna come to watch. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Make the best fights.
Well, that's why I give Turkey. That's why I give the guy Turkey from Saudi Arabia. He has made some good fights happen in these last couple of years, and hopefully he can intervene if De La Hoya tried to play games with this Boots and Vergil Ortiz fight. Hopefully he can intervene on that and make some of these other fights happen that could be happening. So definitely, I give him props, man, for making fights happen recently the last couple of years. Good fights.
Absolutely. And man, you know what? If you guys want to stay on, I'm trying to pull up some articles. I'm gonna change the thumbnail while we're talking. We talk Knicks, bringing that up. King Speech, you said you wanted to get into the Knicks real quick. What exactly would you want to say?
Oh yeah. I mean, look, Mitch is the key, bro. Mitch is the key. Now we all know, like, it's really the plan is to get him through the season, right? Get him through the season. Right now, these games are not as important. Like, the Knicks got enough, especially in November. I was telling y'all in November, we could sweep November. Now, if we get past the Miami teams, and I know we got to go back down there and play. I think we got to play Orlando at least. If we get past them, we could sweep November. We could actually go undefeated in November. So the schedule was pretty much in our favor. We got 3 more home games. Then we go on a road trip and all that. but it's just getting Mitch there because Mitch, again, that positive 40 yesterday, the 34% offensive rebound percentage he's getting right now. I'm telling everybody, Mitch is the key. We don't beat the Boston without Mitch last year. You know what I mean? I know, again, like I said, I've been telling y'all stall him out because Embiid is the one that did that thing to his ankle. His ankle had just healed, and Embiid had to pull on it when he going up for a dunk. It's just get that ankle stable. You know what I mean? Every time he reports it's a little sore, they probably going to shut him down for the next game or whatever. But Mitch is going to be the key, and the offense is looking scary, bro. The offense, there's Mike Brown offense. What I saw last night, I know it's the Nets, but the way the ball is zipping, the spacing, we got 4 lead scorers. When we got 4 lead scorers. When Josh Hart comes in the game, he's in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're marching to a chip. And I don't see, like I was telling you in the comments, I don't see nobody in the East that can stop us. I'm not going to be that overconfident because I was against Indiana last year, but I still believe Thibodeau was the one that held us back. This offense and Mitch on that defense, I mean, OG is looking real good. Mikal is making 50%. Mikal is making 50% of his threes right now. This is why we traded for Mikal. You understand what I'm saying? Like, getting good defense out of him, getting good facility. He's averaging 5.4 assists. You know, Brunson is not having to score 30 every night. We need to see more 9, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Because, bro, you got scorers around you. JC comes off the bench and can get on fire. Get more of them double digits, high 9s, 8 and up, double assist games. And it all come through. So, yeah, man, be patient on the Knicks. It's going to be, the schedule is going to be very in our favor. And that's what it's like in college football. You know how they always schedule the cupcakes at the beginning of the season so you get that confidence rolling? We got a lot of cupcakes on that schedule, man. So let's get these W's together. When we start playing when we play an OKC team, the offense will be in full ball rolling. And OKC will say, "Oh, damn, we're gonna have to see this team in the finals." You know,
I think I understand what we're saying when it comes to. I'm gonna let you up. When it comes to, the Knicks, if they are at full throttle and we beat anybody, like talent wise, that has been the case the last 2 seasons. And yes, we can blame Tom Thibodeau. I agree with that 100%. We just have to see at least 5 to 10 games of championship style basketball, bro. Because 2 seasons ago, I've seen this with the Knicks, the Nuggets, the Sixers, the Celtics. They were all playing at a championship level at a certain point in the season, and B got hurt. We got hurt. There was just, the Celtics stayed healthy, and Dallas. They got the trade midway through the season. That's how they were able to make the finals. And they look scary to me from then on, too. And I called it from there, like, yo, they don't need much. Once they get this, you got 2 centers and rim runners. This looks like a recipe for a championship. Same thing with us. We have a recipe for a championship. But we can't overlook. I've been saying Mitchell Robinson plays shutdown defense. I don't think there's 5 better defenders than Mitchell Robinson in the league. I don't think so. He goes from the perimeter to the paint. He's dissuading shots. He's making you think on offense. Anybody who does that in any sport, if I'm making you think, it's over. If you have a second thinking, you're done. You should not be thinking. You should have prepared everything you had beforehand coming into this ring, coming onto this field, coming onto this basketball court. Once I have you thinking, it's a wrap. And the Knicks are talking about that. Mike Brown is speaking to that. Yo, we don't have the instincts down packed yet. We don't. I have some sets. I haven't even put all the sets out. I'm gonna get to the article in a second. He hasn't even implemented the entire playbook yet, or most of it. That's what I'm excited about. We look this comfortable, and we don't have any new plays, Ant.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, look how they was humming in Sacramento. The Knicks got a more talented roster than Sacramento, offensively and defensively. So y'all, again, Mike Brown. I like what I'm seeing so far. I like the fact that he adjusts. That's the thing with Thibodeau. As we said, Thibodeau was a good coach. He put a good defensive system in here. He got us to respectability. but at some point you realize the ceiling was the conference finals. And let's be real, how long has he been coaching? That's as far as he's been. You know, remember, like I told y'all, we had the home court advantage 4 seasons. We lost 4 times with home court advantage.
Right.
Like that's as far as he was going to get us. So now Mike Brown might be that guy. And again, we might need Mike Brown the way he needed us, because I think Mike Brown is a very good coach. He's been successful in all his stops, give or take. I mean, he was successful with the 1 year with Kobe. They just, Kobe got hurt against the Mavericks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, against the Mavs. He was successful the Kobe got hurt against the Mavs. So he coached Kobe in 2011, right? 2011 or 2012. 2012, that's when they got, And, then he got fired early in the 2012-13 season. But then he went back to Cleveland, coached the young Kyrie. They made improvements, right? Then the next job he gets, he goes to Golden State, whatever. So Mike Brown has been a pretty good coach in most of his. You can't say he ruined anything. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he got Cleveland back. Then the next time he gets the head coaching job with Sacramento. Remember, Sacramento hadn't been in the playoffs since the Chris Webber days. You know what I'm saying? And it don't look like they're gonna be doing much after him. So Mike Brown is. I mean, is he Pat Riley? No, but this Knicks team is that talented, and I think we just needed a guy that's going to say, hey, look, let's play offense the way we play in the 2020s, right? Let's shoot more threes. Let's play up faster pace. But yet, Mike Brown is still a defensive coach by heart as well. So I think that was I'm not saying it's the perfect hire, but it's definitely what we need, and we're more than good enough to win a championship this year.
I think, and I'll give it to Fish in a second. I believe this is. We're gonna hopefully get Flea up here to defend himself, because we can no longer. We're starting to say, "Hey, was this intentional? Did they want Mike Brown all along?" Flea was laughing all summer up until 4 games ago. King speech. I don't hear Flea laughing anymore. I haven't heard anything about. Do the Knicks have a plan? What is the plan? Well, the plan is looking like it's coming to fruition. Number 1. Number 2, though, King speech. You are mad overconfident over this guy who got fired after 5 games with the Lakers. Sacramento, they quit on him. We can't overlook that. What made these teams do that? Yes, it looks good for now from the beginning. He went to the championship with Cleveland the first run. What is it about him that they got tired of or that didn't work? Because I believe it has something to do with yip-yapping with everybody for that long, like you trying to take their panties off, bro. Stop it, Mike Brown. You're a coach. Just yell your shit out, and that's it. To me, Fish could take it from here, because you guys got way more experience than me. We don't need to hear all that, see all that during the game. I want do that shit. Save it for the film room. Call them out in the film room if you want that long of a conversation. Fish, you in the building?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm here.
Talk to us, man.
Yeah, you do need that when you have guys who have a low basketball IQ. You do need to have those conversations. You don't have a Phil Jackson team, a Pat Riley team. You don't have one of those teams where the coach can sit back on the bench with his legs crossed, cross his arms, and let you figure it out in game. So sometimes you got to walk them guys through it, especially if you've been through it and they ain't seen the light of a championship since college. You got to do that with certain teams, because winning a championship is about focus. It's about sticking to the script. It's about commitment to defense and be able to sacrifice. That's what winning the championship is about. And you got to be able to do those. And if you can't do those things, somebody got to show you how to do it. And there's only one guy in the Knicks building who's got a championship ring, and that's your coach.
Okay. Fair point.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When you were a head coach, you got a ring as an assistant coach. That means you didn't have to be told to shut up. You knew to shut up. I think if you're the coach, I'm a father. I know if I'm ranting with my kids, I gotta shut the hell up. I got 3 words for you. Sit the hell down. 4 words, excuse me.
He was the head assistant coach. which
That's
means
cool.
as far as the players are concerned, he had as much pull as the head coach.
And I disagree with you have these guys being low IQ anymore. They're not playing low IQ basketball, Ant.
No, they may not be playing low IQ,
Yeah,
but
Fish is buzzing
like
on
you
that door.
said, you got to see it for 10, 15 games. You got to be able to lose a game and then go on a 6, 7, 8, 10 game winning streak. You got to consistently do that.
There you go.
Championship teams do that type of thing. You gotta doing it for a couple of games is cool. A couple of games ain't gonna win you a chip. That'll win you a series.
Two things he said that's very important. Committing to defense and sticking to the script. That's very important, man. Those two things are very, very important. And you said that he hasn't even pulled out not even 30% of the playbook, right?
Correct.
So there's still a lot of things, man, that's going to be done. And yeah, lose the game, don't get 2 wins and then go back. No, 7, 8, 9 games. Push forward.
East Blue Drew. What I'm saying is that as of right now, this is okay. To Fish's point, to Ant's point, because when you're talking to Ant and you're talking to Fish, they've been in the trenches. They've been in having these experiences. They know like the championship mode, just being a part of the team and dealing with coaches. Like, yo, Fish is telling me this is what they need because which one of these guys on the court can tell Mike Brown to shut up realistically? They don't. None of them have rings. He's been from game 81 preseason to the last game of the season with a ring. So I get that part. But for me, where that we could table that for later because you use my own words against me, Fish. I didn't appreciate that, and this is why I hate going live. You use my shit against me. That was slick, Fish. So I could table that. What is the next level for them aside from just putting wins in a row? What do you want to see that'll prove to you that they're no longer low IQ, Fish?
When you can win games without putting your starters out there, like great championship teams can have those moments during the season where they have a random group of guys on the court and they win it to where if it happens in the playoffs, they win. Remember the Bulls' first championship. When did they make that comeback? They had Mike on the court. They had Stacey King. They had B.J. Armstrong. They had Scott Hansen and Scott Williams. Random. When the Lakers would win games, they would take Kobe out. They would have like Shannon Brown on the court. They would have Buyachek on the court. They would have random guys that understood their role, understood their assignment, and kept the game flowing in big games. You got to be able to do things like that during the season. You got to be able to sit on the bench and just let your guys figure it out in that moment where you're screaming at the TV, telling them, put him back in. You got to be able to do those things. You got to be able to trust your team the same way they trust you.
I agree with that.
All right, Fish. Whatever, with your knowledge.
Look, I won championships overseas, but you can win overseas with talent, right? You can do it with talent. You don't have to necessarily outcoach the other team. I had Orlando Woolrich on one side. I had Del Negro on the other side. You can out-talent guys. Everybody got talent in the league. What else you got?
What separates you?
Yeah.
I also think that's the biggest difference between Mike Brown and Tom Thibodeau, where just being able to run so many different plays now, the movement is amazing. Jalen Brunson's passing, Cat is able to show more of his passing off in the paint and underneath the three-point line. Like that pass that he made underneath the basket where he faked it, I think, to OG and kicked it out to Bridges in the corner. It was just, he naturally does that. We're seeing more of Brunson's little flashy passes, but it's harder for him to do that regardless. Karl-Anthony Towns is a natural passer. He's a natural passer. So he can get all this stuff off anyway. And the fact that, you know, the spray three, I was laughing at it at first, but now I was saying this yesterday. Karl Anthony Towns, for all of these players to think about, all right, is this shot the best shot, or can I pump fake, get to the paint, draw more defenders, and get a better shot for a teammate? And I've been seeing more of that. And with Mike Brown saying, yo, and I ain't even give him half the playbook yet. I'm just like, on the low end, he's talking his shit. He's talking some shit.
No doubt.
Hold on a second. Tori B's in the building. I'm not gonna
Baby
speak.
in. Hello, love.
What's going on, baby? I'm not gonna sing your name like Flea because they're gonna try to start
You don't
fighting.
gotta do that. That's
Thank
a me and Fleet thing. That's not a me and you thing.
Okay. I'll just, mind my business.
Shut him down, Tori B. Tell him he ain't gotta fa la 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 for you.
Yeah, he don't gotta do it. He don't gotta do it. That's a me and Fleet thing.
What's going on? What's on your
Hey,
mind?
I do want to ask you this, Fabian. All the things that you're seeing the Knicks doing right now, right? All the trust they're having.
Sure.
I need to see that trust when it ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Or are you gonna revert back to what you do? Are you gonna? Because I like you got a lot of ball reversal now, which is what you didn't have before. Are you gonna trust that ball reversal? Are you gonna trust that pass, or are you gonna revert back to what you know in those moments where you're struggling?
Explain ball reversal.
Those are those moments.
Fish, explain ball reversal real quick before we get to Tory.
You're getting like the average NBA team runs a lot of sets. They run a lot of what's the Spanish sets, where it's a lot of that weave at the top of the key, but you can break it. You can break it at any time to hop into a pick and roll. You're getting a lot of ball reversal where you're swinging it to the weak side and getting like the triangle, where you swing to the weak side. All of a sudden, you back in the triangle and you run the offense through there. You're getting a lot of ball reversal within your offense, which is what you didn't have because most of the time you just ran your offense on one side of the court with a screen and roll, and then maybe you would go to the top of the key, right? So now your next step is in those moments where you're struggling with your offense, are you going to trust it, or are individually guys going to revert back to what they know? Because the point of the triangle offense and offenses like Golden State and San Antonio, those winning offenses is you trust that offense when it ain't working. You trust the coach when it ain't working. That's the next step of once you start winning and you start things to start flowing. Okay, is Jalen Brunson going to shake and go one-on-one and go back to what he does, or is he going to make that extra pass?
And when I get to the article, I just found it. They speak to exactly what you just said. He was Mike Brown was also saying they have to do when they get comfortable, it'll be read react. I don't want to call plays because the way things are now with the scouting, they pretty much know what we're gonna run. So they got a coach out there that can call out something for the defense. I don't want anything like that. I want more reflexive action out there. Tory B, what's on your mind?
What's up? What's up? I know, I had a question for Fish, which is why I tagged in.
Okay.
When you said you want to see them running people that's not they starters out there, and so that they're comfortable, so they could win without their star players. I'm just confused because most of the lineups he put out there, he be out there with 4 bench players and 1 starter. Like it'll be just Mikal in the bench or just OG in the bench. So he already doing that.
Yeah, but he's doing it. He's not doing it in games that really matter. Is he going to do that with your players against Oklahoma City? Would you do that against Oklahoma City with this team on the road on a Christmas Day game?
Oklahoma City not going to do that against us. So you asking him to do something? No, they won't.
Oklahoma City has already established what they do. They already established what they do. Everybody knows their role. He will have games where he won't have Williams or SGA or the big fella on the court, and it'll be a close game because he's done it. Because they've done it over the years. Those years where guys were hurt, they were figuring it out to where, and that's what you need. That's what you need to do.
9 games into a brand new system, you looking for something that's not going to come until they're totally familiar with with the system and each other.
No.
Why do you think Phil Jackson used to?
I get what you're saying, but why do you think Phil Jackson used to put Mike on the team with the bench players in practice? And the bench players would play out of their mind against the starters. Because in those moments where guys are in foul trouble, you need to know if you can trust that guy. Phil was the only one that would put Mike or he would put Kobe on the team with the bench players, and they would run the starters out of the gym in practice. You got to establish stuff like that at the beginning of the season so you know when you need them, can I play this dude in this moment with this guy? Yes.
You saying he's doing it and it don't count. I don't get it.
What I'm saying is you got to do it now, but then you got to trust your team to say, okay, this is a big game. We want to win this game. And you establish that with your team during the season, and then you do it when those moments arise.
Yeah, I want to sit here and say, OKC, yeah, y'all good, but y'all not that much more talented than us. Remember, y'all completed the puzzle when y'all got our guy, our backup center, Isaiah Hartenstein. That team is a whole different team with Hartenstein. Now again, they're very deep. So are we. Again, they got they throw a lot of guys in there, do their thing. But I'm on this confidence where the Knicks are second to nobody, especially Cleveland. Cleveland got to prove that they better than us. That 4-0 last year meant nothing when we get further in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Because head to head, that's the same top 4 guys that we beat 4-1 with Julius Randle on a bad ankle. So we're now cooking. And, again, it's just got to keep going throughout the regular season. Like I said, we got a cupcake schedule here in November. Let's just beat on what we need to beat on, get that confidence, and we'll show who we are against the big boy. Houston. Yeah.
That's cool to have that confidence. But if I'm Oklahoma City, I don't give up what y'all do. Y'all ain't made no finals. Y'all ain't won no chips. Y'all got
OKC made one.
Hold on, 2 feet. What I'm saying is nobody cares about who's behind them until they get in front. Nobody cares. You ain't won nothing. And I'm not speaking for me. I'm speaking as a ball player in the locker room. If I won a chip, I don't care what you did. I told Fabian this beginning of the season a couple of years ago when y'all started out with who did y'all start out with? Was it Indiana or Boston? It was Boston. And I told Fabian this. I said, Boston don't care what y'all did the year before. When Boston came on the court, they ran y'all out of the gym opening night. Just to remind you that you're the Knicks. You're not Boston. We're not playing to beat you. We're playing to win another chip to add to another banner in that arena.
And then we kindly sent
so
them
it's
home
good to have that confidence. It's good to have that confidence.
But we gotta be fair because look what happened to Boston come playoff time, and then look what happened with us. We were totally different team in playoff time.
That's the thing, bitch. Boston had more to prove to us.
Hold up. Listen. We ain't talking.
No, Boston. You went out there and did what you needed to do. You went out there.
Fish. We ain't talking over each other. I ain't doing that. Come playoff time last year, we were a different team.
You good?
Boston, different team. Those same players from the Knicks last year are here now. They got that experience. Eastern Conference Finals. Those are the same guys that know, we know how to get to this level. Cat has that experience now. And to your point, Fish, OKC's SGA already came out and said, I didn't even feel like I won a chip like that. We weren't even playing the way we played in the regular season when we won a chip. So he's talking smack, and they sound hungry. So I understand what you're saying, Fish, but the Knicks don't sound like they're lacking hunger, discipline, none of these things, and they're locking step with Mike Brown. They're all saying the same thing, Fish. We ain't even understand the system yet. And Cat specifically said, and at least we're learning while we're winning. Because if we weren't, this would be a disaster. But Fish, I can't be mad at us right now for winning games while we're learning this guy's new system.
Oh, no. I'm 100% in agreement with you, Fabian. I'm in agreement with what you're saying. I'm saying other teams teams like the Thunder don't care. You have to have that mindset. I'm 100% in agreement with you. But the other team, the Thunder, don't care about your mindset. That's what I'm saying. You're saying, oh, these teams need to be scared of this and that. No, they don't.
Yeah, I agree
You
with
need
that.
to go out there and take it. That's what I'm saying. You need to go out there and take it, because saying how you feel, saying you got all this confidence, saying that doesn't matter if it don't get applied.
That's real.
I agree. I agree
That's
with
what I'm
that.
saying.
And just remember, this is the era of no
No,
juggernauts.
you don't,
I bet-
King Speech. You over here talking about I'm not scared of nobody. We the best team in the Eastern. You and all
But that's the
gassed
thing.
up.
But that's
Fish
the
is trying to
reason
calm
why.
y'all down.
But hold on, that's the reason. Because I said this at the beginning of the decade. There are no juggernauts. There are no dynasties right now. Every team, like you won a chip last year, guess what? That just put a target on your back. Everybody's just there's no more super teams, no more, you had 68 wins last year. Remember, everybody keeps saying if Halliburton don't go down in game 7, Indiana probably win the chip. Now, I think that's nonsense. I think OKC still probably wins that, but that don't mean OKC is now going to be. Remember, they took their first L to Portland. So at the end of the day, they just got to. They're the team we're trying to hunt. The same way we were trying to hunt Boston last year. We did it. I don't know where that echo coming from. Hold on.
In the background?
Nah, not me.
Oh, well, somebody got to mute the whatever's in the background because we can hear each other talk.
Is there a background at this end?
I don't know. Maybe it's your side.
I don't hear no echo.
Okay, I'm good.
Go ahead, King Speech.
I'm just saying. Pretty much I'm saying there's really no juggernaut. So
go ahead, King Speech.
Yeah, no, there's pretty no juggernaut. Everybody, like OKC is just a team that we hunting down, and they in the Western Conference, so we ain't even got to see them to the conference finals. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to the finals if we see them. And at the end of the day, we just got to worry about the East. To me, like I said, it's not about what we've done. Yeah, Cleveland got to prove that they can beat us in a 7-game playoff series. Same thing with Detroit. Detroit is up there doing their thing. They gave us a battle last year, but we got to worry about what we do. You know what I'm saying? And I think the talent-wise, JB has already proven he's a playoff guy. So is Karl-Anthony Towns, right? At this point in the game, he's playing stronger, and Mitch is the key. So at the end of the day, do what we do, and we're as good as anybody right now.
See, I don't think the Knicks are hunting down anybody. I think they're just trying to get in tune with their system. I don't even think, I'm not even looking ahead to whoever I'm looking at whatever the next game is, because that's who we playing, because that's who's in front of us. I don't give a damn who it is. I don't care if it's the Washington Wizards. I don't care if it's OKC. I just want to win. So you take everything one game at a time. And I think that's what they're doing, because the system is still so new to them. Right now, we had some pretty easy games, and we did exactly what we were supposed to do. We smacked up on the Nets. But last year, that wouldn't have been the same thing. We wouldn't have done that last year. We would have came out flat. We wouldn't have played hard. We might have lost, or we'd have won by a couple of points.
No defense.
This year, we come out and they still look like they hungry, like they want to smack up on the Nets, like they want to prove to everybody that this system is working and what they doing is going to get them to the next level. I'm enjoying the process. I jumped out the window after the 3 games we lost, but I had a parachute. I was good. I didn't die when I hit the ground. I didn't die. But, it was scary watching them going down 3 games. I'm like, oh no, this is not working. It's not it. I don't like it. But
hold on. The third game was the third game Milwaukee. Oh no, the Chicago game, Tori.
See, the Chicago game, I wasn't as mad about.
Me either. That's when
I didn't like it. I didn't like that we lost. But that second half, if we hadn't given up so many points in the first half, we would have won the game, because we outclassed them in the second half. And that there, that's when I pulled myself back off the ledge. Like, you know what? this ain't as bad as I think it is. Like they actually outplayed Chicago in the second half of that game.
And the good thing about Chicago, we came right back home. And I said if we would have lost the second time to them, then I'd have been worried. But we came back and we pretty much blew them out in the second game in the Garden. So, you know, from then I knew I didn't panic. We could have won all three of those games. The worst part, we could have won all three of those games. We just didn't land a knockout blow when we needed to. So we could be undefeated, but it don't. You know what? Sometimes you need an L to get shit together. I mean, those 3 L's got the Knicks really hungry. And like I said, the schedule in November is going to help us. And then, you know, we'll see in December when the big dogs come to town what we do.
I mean, I said it yesterday, and I'll reiterate. If you watch the game, and I mean, you had to be a Knicks fan to watch that game yesterday because it was a total thrashing. So,
right.
If you're not the average basketball fan would have cut that off.
Yo, Tori, it's funny. Everybody thinks the same shit at the same time. I'm watching the game like, yo, what are we gonna talk about tonight?
Right, because it was a total thrashing. But you know what it's as a Knicks fan, it's easy to find the good thing that you saw, right? When I looked down a box score, I saw the whole starting 5, with the exception of Mitch, who had 8 points, was in double-digit points. If you look down the stat line, you see how many assists they had. And it wasn't just 7 for JB, a couple for Cat, 5 for McCall. Like, everybody was passing the ball. Everybody was rebounding. Almost everybody looked like, if you go to the stat line, you see how many steals they had in that game collectively as a team. It was a total effort from everybody that was on the court. It was a beautiful game of team basketball, which is why I shake my head. Well, not even I scratch my head when I listen to Fish, because what he's saying they need to do, they're doing in real time. They're not doing it in practice. They out there on the court playing against other NBA players. 4 bench players, 1 starter. Sometimes I look at the court and I say to myself, who gonna score?
Tori's
I feel like I got an echo.
That means Fish turned his mic back on because you called him out. That's what you want to do. Why do you keep calling Fish out?
Because
it be Fish that be saying crazy stuff.
No, it's not crazy stuff. It's about winning basketball. You're right.
I'm not saying that you're saying crazy stuff. But what I'm saying is what you're saying is things that they're actually doing. And you're saying they need to do it in practice. But this is already the regular season. So they're doing it in real time against other teams, which is better than doing it in practice against your actual teammate that probably ain't going to take it as hard on you as the guys on the other teams. Because we all know when everybody comes to Madison Square Garden, they bring their A game. A guy you never heard of come off the bench and get 50. You're like, who is this guy? I've never even seen him before. So where is it better to do it? To see it in real time against other teams, or to run through it in a quick drill in practice? That's all I'm saying.
You misunderstood when I said practice.
I think I did.
Hold on. Fish,
what I said was I was making a.
Fish. You got something on in the background like YouTube along with when you put the StreamYard link?
No, there's nothing in the background here. What did it just start? I mean, because it wasn't echoing before, was it?
Nah, it's just we can hear ourselves in the background for you. So it sounds like you got YouTube on in the background. So I don't know. But when you talk, you're fine. So go ahead.
Okay, my thing is what I mentioned about practice was 2 specific examples of what Phil used to do to make sure that those bench guys were ready when the game started. Those were 2, because he was the only one that would do that. You would hear he's putting those 2 guys with the scrubs in practice to prepare them for the game. Yes, you're doing it in the game now, but there's a thing called stack days in sports. And stacking days is doing it every time until it becomes like breathing. Yes, they're doing it now. But what I said was do it. He's got to prepare you to do it in those games where he says, okay, we're going to take this like a game 7. And then he does what he's saying. when you're screaming at the TV, put the starters back in. You have to trust them in those moments. No one's saying you're not doing it. You're doing it. But there are certain games where he's got to trust that you can do it then, not in game 12 during the season. In specific games, and it may not even be against a great team. You may be playing a bad team, but it may be a back and forth down the stretch. It may be one of those nights where that bad team is playing well. And then you put those guys out there and you do those things. And you trust that they can figure it out. Even when your guys are on the bench and they're ready to go back in.
I think
that's what I was saying.
But I think y'all are saying the same thing. Because in order for I'll mute you when somebody else is talking, Fish. In order for us to get to that point that you're talking about, we don't know what they're doing in practice. You know, they're not practicing like they used to. So everything about this to current NBA is different than back then. On most things, they don't practice, they load manage, all kind of stuff. But I would imagine that it's going to be, there's too many competitive guys on this team too. Deuce is competitive, Mitch is competitive, Josh Hart is competitive. I think that Jalen Brunson is competitive. The leader on the team is competitive. I don't see him taking it easy during practice. I thought Tori was gonna say something. Well, hold on a second.
I wanted to mute to make sure there wasn't noise.
Yeah,
I didn't want there to be noise while you was talking.
No, so I appreciate it. Go ahead.
No, I guess in hindsight, we are saying the same thing. He's just, I don't know. I think we are saying the same thing. Like, I agree with what he's saying, but
that's what he does.
He acts as though he don't see it. Like,
yeah,
that's basically
Fish
what we're
hater,
doing.
that's all it is.
And then they need to do this, but that's what they're doing. But they need to do it in practice. But it doesn't matter if they do it in practice or they doing it. But
Yo, Fave. There's been some of the lineups we've had over the past 20 years have been dirt. And there's a lot of posts going around Facebook. Bro, I mean, was it Lou Admonson and No. I say that to say this. These are good times, bro.
Yes.
Right now, like we sit here nitpick over what we need to do, bro. This 15 we got. Everybody on Yabusele. I think Yabusele will be fine. He got to get in shape. That brother's clearly out of shape. When he gets in game shape, I'm just saying that. And at the end of the day, Shaman's hitting. Everybody, look, these are. Remember when we had these bums in the starting lineup?
Yes, but I don't want to hear about them bums. We're talking about the now. Yabusele, Kolick, Diarra, Diarra put to the side. Huck Porty, that sounds like the team that used to hope and act like they were about to be stars and stuff like that. Yabusele, the same way, Fish, you might think he's a hater. You are way too positive about thinking Yabusele is going to drop weight out of nowhere. When is he showing he's going to do this? When is he showing he's going to be a productive backup center for a championship team?
Well, no, he was decent for Philly last year. That's why he got the money he got, right? I think again, at the end of the day, he's Yabusele. If he don't work, he don't work. But all I'm saying is the 15 that we got, because I'm gonna do on my channel, start doing player profile. I'm gonna start with Mitch. And I'm gonna do a player profile, and I'm gonna try to put up little film and just basically explain why everybody is important to this equation. Remember, this is an equation. So where one guy like we all know Cat lacks defensively. We all know Captain lacks defensively. Bridges, somebody got to pick them up. So the equation of everybody together, because as bad as they are defensively, what they do offensively makes them worth it being on the team. Yabusele, again, just stick with him. I remember a couple of years ago, the guys in Knicks Fan TV would talk about Hartenstein, get him out of here. I was like, bro, y'all realize how good a play we got with Hartenstein at the backup center. Now, and Hartenstein proves it where he belongs.
Now I'm gonna say this: I had a cheat code with that. I was more biased and looking into it with good lenses because our guy Dom Dropper, shout out to Dom, our Clippers counterpart. Hartenstein came from the Clippers, and he was like, "Yo, you're gonna like him." I'm like, "What you mean?" He's like, he could really pass. I'm like, let me see. The first couple preseason games, I'm like, okay. Then the first couple games, I'm like, oh damn, he should play more. But what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
And when Tibbs moved him, I sound like a broken record. The same way Nick Nurse moved Embiid from the post to the top of the key, he ran more plays, initiated more action with Hartenstein at the top of the key, and we were missing that. Now we replace that with all this action that we're doing, where anybody could be a passer, and that's what's so great about this. And I wanted to stick to the Yabusele thing because I understand what you're saying about Yabusele. Give him some time. But yesterday, these guys were getting on me, acting like Daryl Morey and them. Nobody can make a move. Only the Knicks can make a move. No other team in the NBA has trading powers. No one's able to execute a trade except for the Knicks. Okay, I got it. They're already in the summertime. I didn't even notice. I had to read this. The 76ers, this is a 76ers blockbuster trade idea. They put it in here. 76ers can trade Giannis for Embiid.
Stop it.
Hold on. It's a trade idea, and all they're saying is you trade the Milwaukee Bucks will receive Paul George, and they're putting Paul George in this with Jared McCain, a 2028 first-round draft pick, come from the Clippers, a 2030 first-round pick, and a 2032 first-round pick. And Jared McCain, we don't know what he's going to be, but we definitely know that he's already a first-round pick on that court. And then first-round picks, we don't know what they're going to be. The Milwaukee Bucks, they're not in position to be saying no if Giannis pushes to be traded up out of there. And Philly ain't no joke in terms of no, we don't expect the championship out of them, but to make a move like that, and you think nobody else can do it, that's all I was saying about this. If any team in the Eastern Conference can make a move like this, it would be them.
But wait. I'm looking at that draft, that package.
Mm-hmm.
Embiid is not like, why would Milwaukee take Paul George and the Duke kid and just a bunch of picks? Like, they could get better than that for Giannis. There's no Embiid in there.
That's fine. But now you're including Embiid, and if you want to do that, then again, you're making my case that Daryl Morey has been known to do this. That's all I'm saying. Like, yo, this is not far-fetched for Daryl Morey to pull something like this off.
Even if they include Embiid, who's doing that trade? Embiid always hurt. P always hurt. Like, nobody's taking those guys, especially not for no Giannis. I'm not saying he can't pull off a trade, but he's not pulling off that trade. Nobody's gonna take two hurt players for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Nobody's doing that. You wouldn't do that.
So why
you would not
okay.
take Joel Embiid and podcast P and some draft picks for no Giannis. You would not do
and
it.
The
if
money
you was
don't
on the
even work
Milwaukee
out.
Bucks, you would laugh and hang the phone up. Those guys is always hurt.
That sounds good. Paul George's contract's 4 years, $211 million is running slow on me. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. 4 years, $211 million. He's a free agent. The summer is a player option. The summer of 2028. He's a free agent in the summer of 2029. Okay, so that's 3 years from now. Embiid probably signed a similar deal, so you can't trade them both. The contracts don't match. But that's why you offer a Jared McCain or a Quentin Grimes or the VJ Edgecombe kid and draft picks. I'm not saying this has to be the exact case, but we have seen them do this. All I'm saying is that that's how good the 76ers are right now, and that's how close they are to just making things happen.
If Maxey ain't a part of that deal, it ain't happening.
Daryl Morey's reputation is trash. He's not capable of making a trade.
Best player on that team. If he's not in part of that, that ain't happening.
Yeah,
I can also see Giannis saying, all right, I'm not going to Philly without Maxey being there. And if he's forcing Milwaukee's hand, what are you going to do? If you're Milwaukee, you're only buying time now because the season already started. Nobody can get traded till December, January, and February. And when they do, they better be all right or championship contention, or there will be rumblings coming from Giannis. And when that happens, the crystal ball, we got her on tape. They're going to have to be like, yo,
Giannis
baby,
look like he happy there right now. They doing all right.
First of all, number
I
one,
ain't saying they gonna win nothing. I'm just saying he look like he happy. right
Tory.
now, in the moment, sir, in the moment.
He is a liar.
Giannis got a hell of a poker face.
Well, he's doing a good job at lying.
He's great.
Yeah, he got a hell of a poker face.
Nah. It's not his poker face. It's the fact that when they asked him about New York, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I never said that. When he played over here, and after in the post game press conference, I'm like, yo, this guy, he's bugging. And he said the GM never flew out to Greece to come talk to me. He's lying. He tried to force his hand. He tried to work a trade out and put the pressure on the Bucks with Shams, my little brother, according to Flea. That's mad racist, by the way. But I all I was saying was with that, we got to be careful because this is up on, to me, this can come up.
Giannis don't want to live in no damn Philly, man. He ain't taking a ride in the kids that eat on no Philly cheesesteaks. It's New York or bust. New York, LA or bust.
Y'all be surprised with this NBA, man. Go ahead, Fish.
Shams ain't your little brother? I'm just saying, y'all kind of favor.
Fabian, I'll meet up with you. We could jump them. That's what I'm saying.
I'm too old to be jumping people, man.
That's why we got to jump them, because we old.
All right. I got a good.
Chris, you gotta mute up when you don't talk. The echo's crazy.
I got it. So I'll get into this article that I've been hyping because I like reading stuff. Like I'm Dominican Martin Luther King. The Knicks believe high-scoring offense still has a room for improvement. The Knicks will wake up Monday with the number 2 offense in the NBA, but they also have the league's 9th lowest field goal percentage. So where does the efficiency come from? For one, the Knicks average 9 more field goals per game than their opponent. That's thanks in part to the offensive rebounding. That's number 1. The Knicks are number 1 in offensive rebounds per 100 possessions. Head coach Mike Brown's club also keeps teams off the line. Number 2 in opponent free throw attempts. So we're not fouling, which somebody mentioned that yesterday in the chat. It's a great point. I haven't seen Cat foul out of a game. And we've seen a couple last year that he pissed us off in. And he has been avoiding getting in foul trouble and wait to the second quarter at least, or the end of the first quarter. He's still a knucklehead, though. And then there's a 3-point shooting. The Knicks led the league in by the way, you guys can interrupt me and jump in whenever you want. The Knicks lead the league in made 3-pointers per 100 possessions. They are 3rd in attempts per 100 possessions and have the best 3-point field goal percentage among teams with at least 40 attempts per game. So they are 3rd in attempts per 100 possessions and have the best 3-point field goal percentage among teams with at least 40 attempts. So we're chucking a whole bunch of threes, and we got the 3rd highest field goal 3-point percentage. Okay, that makes sense why we have that high of an offense. I mean, it's ranked number 2 right now.
And Cat ain't even hitting yet. Cat's still shooting low percentages.
I don't think
Cat get back to 50-40.
I don't think he's gonna be shooting like that.
Taking a lot of 3-point shots.
Exactly. Yo, Tori, I think when he's on and he's comfortable, he's dancing. He's putting the ball on the floor. He's trying to get to the paint, trying to make something happen. When he's shooting like that, Tori, and I'll pass it back to you. If he's settling, that means either he's getting his own head, he's letting the injuries get to his head, and just like the first 3 games, you saw him confused, and that's how he plays. He starts to settle. He kind of like that's his passive protest. But now we see him; he's way more active, Tori.
Yeah, and I got to credit. I don't know if it was you or if it was Flea that said it when they was talking about him not getting calls, and I think it was Flea, and he was saying because Cat don't never go straight up; he always flailing his arms.
Oh, I think Fish said that. Well, Fish brought that up.
I think it was Flea. It wasn't today. It was a while ago. One of the and I'm watching him, and I'm like, yo, the last couple of games, he playing straight bully ball. He going up strong. Not that he got a lot of calls, but he got a few more than he would normally get. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe Flea was right. He gotta just go straight up.
You gotta establish a reputation with people. Like, it's just, to me, I think the only reason why I try to understand sports or bat or anything is that I just try to be hold on a second, Fish. I'm you all muted in a second. I try to be Fish, you keep on muting. What's wrong with you? I I try to be like an
It's
empath.
muted. You keep unmuting.
I don't know why it's doing that. Oh no, you did it. Okay, good. Thanks. I just try to be an empath. If I'm a referee and I see Cat doing the same thing the last 10 years, why am I gonna call a new call on him? Even if he's getting fouled. Same thing with Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony's the only guy on the Knicks that can complain about not getting foul calls throughout the history of my life watching the Knicks. A superstar player like that. Carl Anthony Towns, to me, I knew coming in here he was doing shit like that. And now you see him, I know he's comfortable because he's finishing shots with his left hand. I didn't see that last year, Fish. I mean, I haven't seen it since the beginning of last year when he was fully healthy, looking like an MVP candidate. And I don't know how else to explain it, but besides, if you feel the most comfortable, that means that you probably feel pretty healthy, and you feel pretty healthy about the system and your teammates and shit like that. And I don't think Cat has felt like that in over a year, Fish.
Yeah. When you flail as much as Cat does, you've done it for a long time. You were doing that probably growing up because it's second nature, and you're not gonna get calls when you do that. If you don't show the official that you're gonna play strong and play through it, they're not necessarily gonna give you calls. And I said earlier, I played with Orlando Woolrich overseas. If I didn't establish myself as somebody who would defend myself, he would never step in for someone to defend me. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't show that you're going to fight back, your teammates are going to always fight for you to the referee. He's got to, I get it. He reminds me a lot of Lamar Odom as far as he plays great and then all of a sudden he'll disappear, which is why one of those things, why the Lakers went and got Pau Gasol. Because on those nights that Odom didn't show up, on those nights that Odom kind of reverted back to just chilling, you knew Gasol would show up. That's what the Knicks have right now. They have somebody that those nights that he's flailing, he's asking for calls, he's not getting calls, somebody else shows up and fills that void until he gets his mind right and then starts playing again. Because, Fabian, you see it. He can go back and forth in the same game where he won't do something and then he'll drop 12 straight. And then he'll go back to crying for the foul call. Just play. Sometimes just play ball and see what happens. And he doesn't do that a lot. He doesn't, but a lot of big men now don't do that, where a lot of, what's his name? Embiid does that a lot. Where he can just play strong, but he'll flail.
Yes.
Just play ball.
Embiid is he's beyond dirty. Like it's annoying to see what he does, and then now to see the way his career is kind of turning out, it's like they are basketball guards. They don't want to see people like that try to win in that way, because he does sneaky behavior. He's dirty, and on top of that, how are you flopping? How the hell? What is he flopping from? No, who is your size? Who is Joel Embiid's size to be flopping like that? And it's similar to Anthony Towns. What are you flailing for? What are you flailing for? If you're getting hacked, we should be able to see it. You're too big to see a hack and I get it. You have to demonstrate it, but they never gave you these calls before. How do you shoot 5, 6, 7 free throws a game throughout your career? The real great players shoot 8, 9, 10 of them. There's a lack of aggression, lack of a discipline throughout his careers. There's nothing new. So we don't want him to fall out of that. And that includes, I don't care if you're injured. I don't care if you feel lost. I don't care about none of that. When are you going to get aggressive? Mike Brown even spoke to him and Jalen Brunson having the leeway on this team. Trying not to put in too much too quick has been the challenge of us as a coaching staff, because we don't want to overwhelm them and we want to try to catch everybody up before we add too much. It's a read and react approach. And this is what Jalen Brunson would say. I'm a quick decision guy. Catch it, pass it, shoot it, or snap drive. If Jalen catches it, He dances with it a little bit. He's got that leeway, that freedom. If he dances with it 2 or 3 times in a row and it's not working, it's my job to say, hey, let's go quick decision and we're moving on. But those types of guys have that freedom. Brownfield Towns has gotten more comfortable in the offense each time he steps on the floor. The key for the coaching staff is to help Towns operate from different areas of the floor. And that has been my thing from when Karl-Anthony Towns has been here. I want to see them in the corners. Why aren't there more spots on the floor? Cat shoots amazing, great catch and shoot, obviously. Jalen Brunson has shown you he can catch and shoot amazingly. Why do both of them have to start every single play at the top of the key? That's so obvious. 100 of those, we're going to figure you guys out. 60 of these plays, 70 of these plays. You're going to repeat the same shit. How many plays can you actually run from there? The Spain pick and roll, like you said, Fish. So to hear him say that about Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, of course they're going to get the freedom. Those are the superstar guys. But Karl-Anthony Towns has to remain aggressive, because I don't care if it's you having the ball in your hands or off ball. If you act lost or lack aggression, the defense can sense that. And if it's a really good defense, now you're knocking your own rhythm. Now you're not even going to set a screen because you don't know what to do. You feel lost. Who cares if you feel lost? Get the ball and go one-on-one.
Bingo.
What's so hard about your case speech? If I feel lost and I'm nice, because I wasn't nice, but I could only imagine if I was nice, I would say, yo, fuck it. I don't know what we doing out here, but I know what I'm going to do. That's just common sense to me.
Part of having mentioned there is Cat is now the 4. You're 7 feet. How many 4s in this league can guard Cat on the block? How many 4s in the league can guard him facing up?
Right.
Get in it. As I said, it's a real simple formula. I think Cat should have 4 points minimum. They should aim to get him 4 points every single quarter. Minimum 4 points. And the game will come to him. Let the game come to you, Cat. You are too good, too big, too talented, especially at the 4. I think that was really a key to unlocking how good he would be, having Rudy Gobert come there in Minnesota. Now he's at the 4. Same thing now with Mitch. You're at the 4. There ain't no 4. Like if when we play Indiana, Siakam is 6'8". He's gonna have to guard you because they're gonna have to guard Mitch. They're gonna have to put their big body on Mitch. So the game should be easily to come to. Like I said, once the 3-point shot, because his 3-point shot ain't even hitting like that. Remember, he started up the season last year hitting 50% of his threes the first 10 games. Then he broke his finger that number went down. When he started hitting the threes, oh man, sky's the limit. So at the end of the day, Cat, realize, because that's one thing I've always hated about Cat. The man can go out there and get 40 and 20 in one game, and in the next game he'll get 5 and 4. Like, no, Cat. Every night, your worst game should be 15 and 9, 10. Matter of fact, if you get 15, make sure you got 15 rebounds. Okay, you should not have no double digits, single digits. And the Cat used to be the king of singles. This man should never have a single. Even if you get 8 points, give me 14, 15 rebounds. Okay, because we know that the points will come from everywhere else. But yeah, he should be getting double-doubles almost every night, and damn sure to have double digits in something. You know what I mean? Get double digits.
He's actually doing that this season. No, he's having a pretty good season. He had the one stinker against Joel Embiid, but he's pretty much a double-double every night. The man is getting you 12 rebounds, 20-plus points. We just had a bad Cat session, and he's actually having a good season.
Game against the Bulls. That one bad game against the Bulls, and we know David Smith didn't show up.
Listen, it happens to the best of them. You're gonna have bad games sometimes, but the man he's playing well this season. It's only 9 games, but he's actually playing well.
He's playing relatively well. Like I said, the efficiency will come. He'll start hitting them. He starts hitting 40% of his threes. We are at that number as a team where he's below average on both the efficiency numbers. So yeah, man, I got confidence in Cat. Like I've become a Cat fan, bro.
I think what you said makes a lot of sense, especially got to credit Tibbs, because those were his best defensive rebounding or his best rebounding years for Cat was when he played with Tibbs in Minnesota and in New York. So that's carrying over to this season when he knows, like, yo, well, if I don't rebound, who the hell's going to do it? I know we got Josh, but it's only really I'm 7 feet. I got to do this. So it's kind of already in his mind. It would be crazy for him not to go rebound, and he has been doing that. That's one thing I could give. I don't care what he's shooting, how comfortable or uncomfortable he is. he's always, we're not even surprised at a 20 rebound, 18 rebound, 15 rebound game from Cat anymore because we know he's gonna go get them. And let's get to the defense real quick. Mike Brown spoke to the defensive freedom that we have on the Knicks. Brunson, Towns, and Anunoby have freedom on offense to break away from Brown's principles. The other side of that, of course, is the green light to improvise out of Mike Brown's defensive plan. He said OG is a special player, Mitchell Robinson, special player, Mikal Bridges, special player, Josh Hart, special player, Deuce. So these guys have the freedom to do something defensively that you kind of let it go. And if it happens too much and it's not working, then you have to correct it. Even same thing on the glass. Josh is a special rebounder. And if we have crash zones where we want our guys to crash the glass from, the reality of it is, as special as Josh is, when it comes to second opportunities, he's going to have a lot of freedom no matter where he is on the floor. And that ties into this three-point tracking defense, which is, I think, what Mike Brown believes would help them defensively crack the top 10 defense. Because right now we're second in the league in offensive rating. We're still 13th in the league in defensive rating. I got to check, fact check the numbers. But Mike Brown said we want to be 100%, but I'm okay at a 75% or higher, and that would be at three-point defense, contested three-pointers. So we want to be 100%, but I'm okay at 75% or higher. And we had a lot of guys that were below 75% when it comes to contesting those threes in recent games. We want them to do the best they can and no more. We want them to be the second jumper, do the best they can and no more. Believe that you can shift or make the floor look smaller because we're long. But sometimes we have a knack of shifting. And then when it comes to closing out, sometimes we don't even put a hand up. So we can do a little bit better job in that area. I'll let y'all get the floor for this because I really don't. The last two games, they've been switching so well. The only one I noticed that wasn't really switching great was Yabusele, and there were a lot of misses from Brunson. I didn't like the way he switched on several rotations in the first quarter of last game, and Yabusele's missed a lot during this time. But I guess y'all could speak to more about how they're not in position to contest the shot in the first place and have to be there for the second jump.
Well, yeah, you talk about two of the. I mean, Yabusele looks out of shape, and you know, I guess he'll get in shape. So you know, playing basketball is the best way to get in shape. I don't know what after the Euro Bowl what he was doing or what he was eating, but he did. Like, the bro just looked a little fat, and you know we know that Brunson's a little rotund himself. You know, so those
Not
are
this
2
year.
weak spots.
Not this year.
Oh yeah, he looks better than normal, but he's still not. You know, Brunson is not the, you know, obviously he's not the quickest, but I think that'll come. Yeah, you're right. We got to be contesting threes. I always said this at the beginning of the Tib era. Be good at shooting threes, but also be good at contesting threes. And that'll be the key because three-point is where the attack is in NBA in this day and age. So right there, you see accountability. I just what I like. Okay, that's the other thing, the hard hat thing. That seemed like a gimmick, bro, but people were trying to get that hard hat, be the defensive player of the game. That goes to show you that offensively, we already know what we are. But we're going to win these games shutting people down. And, you know, I think people going to want to have that hard hat. I think it's a competitive thing within the team. Play the best defense. Hey, can JB get him a hard hat? JB need to get, the captain need to get him a couple of hard hats in there. You know what I'm saying? Mitch, I know Mitch got the last one.
Yo,
you know what I mean? Deuce, Josh.
Yo, Tori.
Yeah.
Over under on Jalen Brunson hard hats for the season.
No.
More or less.
No. He's not getting a hard hat this season. It's not.
No,
That's not happening.
You're going less than one.
It's going to be under one.
Tori, you're going to get like 3. He's going to have a couple of games where he take them charges.
But
it's going to be a big charge.
Is not going to get him no. They playing too hard out there. You got to compete with Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Mikal Bridges. He ain't getting no hard hat, yo.
He had 8 rebounds last game. That's pretty good.
Yo, you wasn't laughing when Mitch almost took him out when he was trying to get the rebound.
Yeah,
and Mitch looked down like, "What are you doing over here?"
I loved it. I
was in tears. I said, "Oh God, Mitch gonna kill him." Yo.
That's like Mitch asking for the ball to 3-point line.
Right. Like, get out of here. What are you doing over here? This is my territory.
Right.
I tell you this, Fabian. Closing out on defense, on shots, on threes, is about staying in front of your man defensively on the court. Because the only way that you're not going to be close enough to close out on your man on a three is if you get sucked in, because whoever's playing on the ball is getting drugged to the rim. That's this driving kick. Their focus has to be, because closing out, and correct me if I'm wrong, King Speak, closing out, you're supposed to chop your feet. You don't run at the shooter. You chop your feet with your hands up to close out on a shooter. You don't run at the shooter. That's where guys get in a problem, is a running at the shooter. Then they're going for the pump fake, or they're sliding their foot underneath the other guy's foot. And that's not how you close out on the shooter. But to close out on the shooter, you got to have a commitment to everybody else playing good defense on ball and off the ball. Because you're only supposed to be an arm's width away at most, at the least, from your shooter, especially if you're slow, to be able to get there and close out on the shooter. You're not supposed to have to run all the way across the court. So it's got to be a team thing. You're not going to lock guys up. I've only seen a few teams that could play defense for the whole game, college and pro. UNLV, those Pat U and Georgetown teams, the two Pistons teams, and this under team are the only teams I've seen in the history of basketball that can play defense for that whole duration of the game. So you've got to figure out moments of getting stops. You've got to figure out times where you say, okay, this next 5 minutes, we got to make them work defensively. We've got to get in the passing lane. We've got to get steals. We've got to get every loose ball and block out on the rebounds. It's got to be a commitment by everybody. So for you to win a chip, at some point, Jalen Brunson's going to have to get that hard hat, because he's going to have to make sacrifices defensively. He's going to have to. He can't sit in the corner and guard. He's going to have to play on-ball defense. And even what's that?
Fish.
No.
More or less. How many hard hats did Jalen Brunson end up with by the end of the season? More or less 2. More than 2 or less than 2.
I'm gonna say if he really wants to play defense, he can get 3 or 4. He can get 3 or 4, and he can get them in big games. And he doesn't have to lock down the whole game, but have that moment where you're sliding your feet defensively and you stop your man from getting past you. You know what I'm saying? Have those moments. Get those moments, because help defense is in case you get beat. Help defense ain't a play call. My bad ain't a play call. We had a thing where my bad ain't a play call. Help defense is in case you get beat. It's not a requirement. The requirement is you play your man defensively as strong as you can play.
Yo, King Speech. Jalen Brunson has been doing a lot of my bad lately.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, we know he's dirt on defense. All I'm saying is one of these games, he's gonna draw like a key charge on Maxey. Right? Like he's gonna get Maxey out the game by drawing a charge or 2 or something like that. Play that little help defense, get in there and draw. You know what I mean? That's what. Because that's really what he offers, right? He offers that ability to draw a few charges, and I think he's going to do that a couple of times, and that's going to really get him. But again, this is what I'm saying. The spirit of that is you're putting the teammates against each other, seeing who will make the best defensive impact. Now, did Clarkson win it one night?
Yes.
If Jordan Clarkson, Jordan Clarkson won
one.
So if Clarkson can win one, the captain can win one. Matter of fact, since Clarkson got one, the captain better win 1 or 2. Come on, bro, 2. That's all I'm asking. It's an 82-game season, man. We're going to have a lot of W's.
Am I the only one who thinks Jalen Brunson's actually been trying hard on the defensive end this year? It's me.
No. We were
trying hard. He's dirt.
We were
I
giving
mean, listen,
we were giving
what you
props
can and
for it.
can't. Everybody has a shortcoming, and defense is his. But I think he's been playing harder on the defensive end. I maybe it's just me.
We were giving him his props. We gave him his props, but now it's it's gonna stand out because the last game you can see where it's. I'm talking about the rotations now because
All
now I
right.
think the Knicks are. Now I'm watching them and I go, okay, they're going to a switch heavy defense like Golden State was doing against Cleveland 10 years ago. So the whole league was doing that. Boston's doing that, however, and we want people to end up being guarded by OG, Bridges, Hart, McBride. And before we forget, I haven't seen enough Mitch and Deuce lineups. If you know Mitch is playing the first 3 minutes of every quarter and the last 3 minutes of every quarter, Deuce should be penciled in for those times as well. That was every one of our best defensive lineups last year were with those two guys. We need to see that. We need to see more
That's
reps of that.
facts.
I think we will. I honestly think we will.
Why do you think that, Tori?
Because I do. I do. I think that all the adjustments that he's made with the with the orphan with the lineups,
Mm-hmm.
they've come slowly.
Yeah.
So I
You got to
think
remember, Mitch only
in the
playing
next
16
couple
minutes.
of games, right? He started out playing 64 people in one game. So now he's tightening up his rotations. He's tightening up the amount of people that he's playing, and he's switching up rotations here and there. I think you'll get a Mitch Deuce lineup. I think you'll get it. I think you'll
I
get it.
hope so. I hope so. What you think, King's Speech?
Cause he a defensive coach. So it's not like he don't know to put his best defensive players out there at the same time. Oh my God. I keep thinking that's me. That's not me, that's Fish, right? The
No, but he's
echo.
doing a good job of muting
Yeah.
himself. So
Yeah.
show him some grace, man.
No. Every time it echoes, I go to hit the mute button because I think it's me.
Nah, it ain't. We figured it out. We figured out the culprit. It's the fisherman.
But I think we'll get it.
Get in here,
Here's an
Fish.
idea. Why don't the Knicks sometimes play a matchup zone like Dallas did with Dirk?
Explain
Because
that.
matchup zone principles are playing in an area.
Break down matchup zone.
A matchup zone, you got different types of matchup zones. Temple's matchup zone was the prototype, where if you come down the court, down the middle of the court, they're in a man-to-man. If you swing the ball to the right, calling a man play, they would hop into a 2-3. You swing it back to the top of the key, they're back in a man. You swing it to the left side of the court, thinking they're in a man, now they're in a 3-2. Temple's zone, matchup zone, was predicated by where you made the pass, and it looked like jumble, but somebody was always in the passing lane. A matchup zone is a zone with man principles. It looks like a zone, but it feels like a man, which is what the Mavericks did when they had Dirk and they had all of those guys, Sean Marion and them. They had guys who could play a tough zone, a tough man. And they had guys that needed zone, but they all played hard and they were all on a string, so it worked. The Knicks have to figure out a good zone to run that has man principles to where you don't have to hide Jalen Brunson, but he can play in different pockets and make a break on the ball and get a steal, or come behind somebody and and tap the ball out, and now you're on the break. You don't have to play a man the whole game. Golden State he was in Golden State. They played zones with man principles. You've got to figure out how to utilize what Jalen Hurts does do well defensively and put him in a position to succeed, because he has been playing better defense. But it's got to be more consistent.
So if Golden State played man zone 10 years ago, I always just thought they were doing switch heavy stuff. And the Knicks, I think they're starting to learn that, but it's going to be really tough. Like this, I think it takes a lot of work to play defense. It's way harder to play defense now than ever before. The way they have to switch and run around, I know you always needed to show effort, but the way Jalen Brunson has to be able on high alert all the time to get off the guy that they're going to try to, dog you on, it's tough, man. And especially when you're not a great defender already, one-on-one or anything like that. You're not even know Derek White, and you're damn near similar size. But I don't know. What have you been seeing from them that they're lacking to get to that next step, though, Fish?
Team effort. Defense defense is a team thing. It's everybody's got to sacrifice to the rotation. Everybody's got to commit to the rotation of defense, because with any defense, if you get the ball to the middle of the defense, you're done. If you get the ball to the middle of the court. So whoever's in the middle of the court defensively has to break fast enough to get out to that wing, so who's at the top of the key can drop back down. So it's just about a commitment. Like I said, you don't have to lock guys up. You have to have moments where you're playing tough and you're making tough shots on guys. But it's got to be every guy on the court, every guy on the team making that sacrifice. Even if you're right, the thing is, what was the rule in basketball? You rest on offense, you play hard defense. That's with every sport. You rest on offense, you play tough defense. They've got to have that type of commitment, and you got a defensive-minded coach. So he should be able to figure out, because he's been with every type of team, and all of them play defense, be it the Lakers, Cleveland, Golden State. So he knows what great defense looks like, but he knows what the process was to get those guys to that point. So he should be able to figure out how to put your guys in a good position to play great defense in moments that you need to get those stops. Of anybody else, that's what he did. That's what Mike Brown did.
Go ahead, King.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I see what Fish is saying, and you're pretty much gonna use that matchup zone probably if it's somebody that's just like dogging us out. So be able to deploy it when necessary. You know what I mean? Like if somebody that we just cannot get Brunson to guard anybody, and it'll be a few of those teams. Like I remember, really it's all about the defensive 3-point. You know.
King Speech, go get the milk ready, man. What's wrong with you? You want live TV with the baby? What's wrong with you,
man?
King Speech?
I don't get this boy 3 bottles, man. He hear me talking in the background, and so he wanna come up and be a YouTuber like his daddy, though, man. But for real, if you can Thursday, right? There's no game on Thursday. If you want to pull up on Thursday, I would love to have you on the show and real talk Knicks, have a Knicks segment talk. You know what I mean? So if you're available, I'll hit you up in IG.
Gotcha.
On IG about that.
Shout it out. Tell her, hey, the King Speed. What's the name of your
YouTube channel? 10 Toes Down Podcast, man. I do my joint every Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm coming because I'm still in Brazil, so that'll be 11 o'clock my time, but 9 o'clock Eastern. So I do a show 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I would like to have. I know tomorrow they playing, so I don't want to. I know you're gonna already be over here. You know what I mean? But I'll be reacting to the Knicks, and I really want to talk Knicks on Thursday with you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we can go more in depth on some of this Knicks stuff, bro. But yeah, man, y'all inspired me to get my own little, because I really be fiending to talk basketball, and I even be going to these TikTok lives and just yapping it up. So appreciate y'all brothers as always.
Nah, appreciate you, man. You guys or make this thing go, and like same thing with Fish. Like Fish, even with Tori, just they make you feel comfortable talking about basketball, whatever the subject is, and you want to feel like you're able to say whatever you want, and it's not about you got to get challenged, but at the same time, like you want to feel inspired to just talk about it's Knicks. Like the fact that we even talking about guys playing in a tank top and shorts. That's what we're talking about. Bros all together was a bunch of grown men sweating in tank tops and shorts. But we all
right with me, sir.
Yes, clear your throat, Tori. Come on, man.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Like I said, y'all, I feel y'all fam. You know what I mean? But definitely like to subscribe, ask King's Peace Row. You know what I mean? Support a brother. I'm trying to get to 200. I'm at 175 right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely pull up and talk to me. And I'll be here almost every game I can be at. After the game was with you guys.
Yo, 1 word, 3 syllables, King Speech. Benadryl. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna go live, get that Benadryl ready for the babies. I didn't play any games with kids. Go to sleep. It's time for bed, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys joining me. Tori B, you're amazing. Tori B, what kind of an avatar is that now? What
you mean?
This is not the same avatar you have when you make comments.
No, it's not.
You got the Beyonce hat, the cowgirl. I don't know any of her songs. Come on. She ain't playing no games. We need a drop for y'all when we get out of here. Fish, appreciate you. King Speech, appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the comments. Of course, shout out to Ant-Man in this corner boxing. If you want something to say,
until the Knicks win a championship, I'm gonna leave. Until the Knicks win a championship, I'm gonna leave Fat Joe as my avatar on here.
We're gonna jump him, Fabian.
Right.
That's what we're gonna do.
Like maybe it's good luck. What the fuck is wrong with him, Tori?
I don't know.
Tomorrow we back Knicks Rehab post-game reaction. We will be in the building. Hopefully y'all join us. Of course y'all join us. Where the hell else would you go to talk Knicks? Get cursed out, curse us out, where everybody knows your name. Come on.
Before we run out, just want to say rest in peace to Lenny Wilkins, NBA legend.
Championship ring.
That's right.
Did he still have the most wins ever?
I think so. I'm almost certain he did.
I will hold back any slander of that man right now because I'm gonna respect that he passed away. But for him to be, isn't he the first black head coach?
I think so.
And then what he did with the Sonics, he made me realize what Dennis Johnson was back then with the Sonics and how like they didn't get along. And you can see a dude like Lenny Wilkins seems like he's kind of cool, calm, and collected. And Dennis Johnson, God bless his day, he passed away too. They say he was a dick. That's why they traded him to Phoenix. And when Boston got him, that's how Boston was able to snag him up. But Lenny Wilkins and Dennis Johnson, come on, man. Was it downtown Freddie Brown over there in Seattle? Like that, this era is starting to look like that era where there's a new champion every year. So, and he was a part of that, man. So hopefully, we get a ring and the way they did. Go ahead, Fish.
That's because Lenny was still trying to play when DJ was there.
What do you mean?
Lenny was a player coach. They had Lenny Wilkins, Dennis Johnson, Gus Williams, Ray Williams. Lenny was a player coach in Seattle.
So, but I thought they were, but I thought they were okay with that.
Yeah, they're okay with that, but you're taking away from DJ.
Well, I thought that, but looking into all right, so maybe I said that wrong. Looking into their beef made me realize like why people didn't want to mess with Dennis Johnson because he was a hothead. He wasn't playing no games. Alfred Griffin. Thank you very
DJ
much.
Didn't play no game. Wasn't Al Adams? I think was the first. No, the first black coach was Bill Russell.
Yeah, Alfred just reminded
player coach with Boston, and then Al Adams won that chip with Rick Barry at Golden State.
Thank you, Alfred Griffin, for
Bill was player coach. Bill's last chip, he was player coach with Boston.
Shout out to E. Gibson. My dad took me to a Sonics game at the Kingdom when they won the title in '79. Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, that was, to me, they talk about George Gervin's poster, that Ray and Gus Williams with their mom, with the tuxedos. That was a dope poster back in the day. But Tory keep talking trash. I'm gonna keep using the words against you, baby.
I'm gonna be very
bring it on.
Yeah, I got you. It's over for you. I'm gonna kick your ass, Fish. He keep challenging me to a one-on-one with me and Flea to the 2-on-2, man. So, oh no, please on my Fish. When did you turn on me, Fish?
No, I said you and what was it? Was it you and Flea? I was gonna be in your corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh no, me and Tori jumping you.
Yeah, I don't like Flea.
Feels like
yeah, I don't like Flea. Me and Flea in a different weight class.
Put him in his place.
Yeah, I'm a bigger fighter than Flea. I'd have to drop down to like 165 to fight Flea.
Mouse in the house.
I'm 210.
The mouse in the house.
Yeah, Flea, little guy.
Oh, I'm not gonna talk about that.
Flea ain't gonna like that.
He said he has that YouTube is down. He can't even hear us. He can't even jump on. Got all the excuses in the world, Tori.
Flea is officially a light-skinned dude from Houston.
Man, y'all heard the drop. What this is?
Knicks Rehab.
Mañana, y'all. We will see you after the game, post game. Knicks Rehab. We're not playing any games out here. Curse us, I will curse you. We'll see how the Knicks do. We should beat them. The Grizzlies, they're up and down, got a lot of talent, but come on, let's get Job out of here, man. Love y'all. Peace. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.